just let me take you back a little bit. You don't need to know hockey to love what we do here today again. But I am so old. Some of you need to Google 1978. That was
I don't.
that was my first year in the NHL, and the first faceoff I ever took was against somebody called Stan Mikita, and he was one of the great faceoff men in the NHL at the time, and he played for Chicago. Right at the end of the game, I was on the bench, and my coach, Dan Belisle, tapped me on the shoulder, and he said, "Go get the face-off, kid." Wow. He made my confidence. Can you imagine in my first game, he's relying on me to go get that face-off? I look up, it's Stan Mikita, and I tie up his stick, and we tie the face-off, and we tie the game. Okay? All went well. I met Dan Belisle, my old coach, about 20 years later, up in Detroit, and he was scouting for Detroit, and I met him up I was broadcasting at the time. I met him up in the stands. I said, "Danny, how are you? Good to see you, buddy." I said, "Danny, do you remember my first game when you tapped me on the shoulder and you put me out on the ice and you had me win the face-off?" And he said, "I sure do, Ryan. I sure do." He said, "I made a mistake." I'm going, "What do you mean you made a mistake? I tied the face-off. We tied the game." He said, No, it wasn't you." He said, when I put you, a 21-year-old player, out on the ice to take that face off, he said, "I'd do that again." He said, "But when I did that, I took off a 36-year-old Guy Chiron." And he said, "When I made your confidence, I ruined his." Think about this, leaders. People are complex, aren't they? Here's a coach 20 years later, still thinking about the moves that he made. Isn't that crazy?